Good morning, Michael Rapp, Queens, New York. We had snow last night, so we got a little snow on the ground. I'll be watching my step. I don't want to fall. Elizabeth, you know what I'm talking about. So, back 2001, I had lost my identity. I was in the process of creating a new one, and that was really my idea, that I had lost my Chippendale identity that I had for 20 years, and I was lost. And then I realized I had found myself in the perfect place to reinvent myself exactly how I wanted to be, and to start changing old programs. Here, let me give you a little shot. Sun coming up here on the East Coast. Hold on, let me see here. Right, so yeah, I had lost my identity, and I had now planned on creating the new version of Michael Rapp, and I was going to create him from the ground up. So I started reading every self-help book, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, so many different names, and all of those authors have multiple books, and I was reading each and every one of them. Tried to, didn't have television, didn't have a computer. All I did was reading, but more importantly than the reading is the practice of doing it. And at the time, let me get past this spots. At the time, when this is happening, I'm so excited. I'm telling everybody about, what I'm reading and all of this new stuff, this information of how your mind works and how it's controlling your life, and, I wasn't very good at it, explaining, the changes that was happening, the discovery. It took me a while to really digest. And then another thing also, in reading all those books, I was realizing they were all saying the same thing. They were just saying in different ways, and finding the one way that one person would describe it made me understand it better. I connected with that author, or that person who was writing or saying the things I was listening to that made the changes. They can all be saying the same thing, but one way was just really connected to me, and that's, when it gets into the subconscious and when it gets learned. So anyhow, I'm telling everybody, but the difference, and I remember telling this one person about how the Four Agreements had changed my life. It made me realize I was working on all these old programs. And so the person said, yeah, I read that book in 2 days. And I thought to myself, well, it's not the type of work, where you're looking to go through it and read it. It's a workbook. It's like something that you read, and then you have to start practicing, what you just learned. So it's a book for learning and practicing. And the only way you make those changes, because you're dealing with old programs and thought patterns that are controlling your world. And if you're living in an unhappy world, you have the ability to change that. So all of these books, mean nothing, because if everybody changed to read one, we'd all be better people. Most everyone has read a book on self-help and how to make changes in their life. And how many people really succeed? Same thing with New Year's resolutions. You start off with good intentions, but you lose focus. So all of these things, nothing changes without practice. You have to take the information that you learn, and you have to practice it until it becomes in your subconscious. Because always remember, you're making 95% of all your decisions throughout the day, are coming from the subconscious. You don't give them too much thought. And those are programs that you have programmed into yourself, your beliefs. And if you're not aware, if you didn't put those there yourselves, well, you're running on somebody else's definition of you, not your own. So it doesn't make a difference how many books you read, how many motivational tapes you watch or listen to, unless you're practicing it in everyday life. Make sure that you make it something that you use. Make it a habit, make it a practice. Best way to start off is first thing in the morning, doing something that you remember. You have to be mindful and make it a practice, or else just reading a book, that's not going to change. That won't change you reading a book. You have to put all of that stuff into action. It's like reading anything in school, or unless you're using it, you're gonna lose it. The same thing in anything. Unless you're practicing it every day is what you're gonna get good at. So take the information and make sure you practice it every day. What have I got today? I got back and biceps today. You guys have I'm looking for a little way around here. You guys have a great day. Get out there, get active. Make sure you're moving. Nothing changes without practice. Make sure you're practicing it.